Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. My name is Nelly and I am a realtor, romance author, and a Pilates instructor. And this is a weekend in my life. Happy Saturday. It is currently like almost 8:30. We're supposed to be leaving now, but we're going to be leaving a little late. We have a pretty busy day today. It is going to probably, I don't know yet, going to be a lot of B-roll footage because I'm probably just not going to talk to the camera. But soon we're leaving, heading to the studio because today's like a preview soft launch kind of thing for our studio. So for 5 classes, we're gonna have free classes for people have already booked, and it's like I think right now we have 9 booked for class 1, 5 for class 2, and then 2 1 so they're not necessarily booked at the end, but the beginning classes like people have booked up, so that's pretty fun. And we're just gonna slowly go along with it. Hopefully more people book by the time it comes up. I'm teaching 2 of the classes, and then we have another instructor teaching 2 classes, and then we have one more person teaching 1 class. But we're doing that. Last night we spent hours from 3 p.m. to midnight cleaning, organizing, getting like all the machines properly set in the same way. What else did we do? Yeah, organized everything, cleaned everything, moved stuff around. We kept moving everything to the back room because we were like, okay, well, we can just leave it there for now. Day before that, I was in like West Hollywood, Beverly Hills area with my sister handing out flyers for this event. We did admittedly do all the promoting for this very, very late. So the fact that we're getting people signed up is pretty cool. But yeah, we're gonna be doing that. Soon I leave for that, and then I'm gonna be there from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. is the event, probably a little bit before, a little bit after. And then afterwards, I come home, we have a tiny bit of time to like relax, shower, get changed, all of that, and then my cousin's son's birthday. So we're doing all that. And then tomorrow I have an open house. And then other than like social media aspects, I don't think I'm gonna do a lot of book related stuff today. But tomorrow during the open house. But today it's all about Pilates. I also already have my routine. It's gonna be fiery. I started it on one of my brothers last night. He was like, fine, put me through something. I didn't even put him through a routine. I put him through some moves in the routine. And he was like dying. I was like, yeah. To be fair, if you do Pilates, you'll probably be fine doing that stuff. But yeah, I'm more of like an intermediate teacher. Good morning, Vietnam. We are back. So, what happened? Let's do a quick little recap. We got there at like 9:30, right when the flower girl got there. So, we opened the door for her. We started setting up the flowers. That was all good. The tarts, the little cakes on the table, got there at like 10 o'clock is when the first class started. So, we just waited until they were done and then we took them out, which wasn't as professional as I would have liked it to be, but it was fine. I think that class had like 6 or 7 people in it because not everyone showed up. The next class, again, not everyone showed up, so only had like 2 people in it. The next class, the one I was teaching, had 5 people in it because the other instructor took my class. And then no one showed up for the second class I was supposed to teach. So the 5th class, the final class, my sister-in-law was going to teach. But then we saw, because it was only gonna be one person and I was gonna go in with this, so like the person wasn't alone. But then I randomly rechecked at like 1:30 because it was starting at 2, and there were 4 people booked in. And she was like, no, I can't do this, because she's very, very brand new on it. So she was more nervous. She doesn't like have a routine timed out to be those 45 minutes. So she was like, you take the class. So of those 4 people, only 2 of them ended up showing up, but then we had a few other people, like family and friends and stuff, who joined in. So I think there were like 6 people in that class. And then the last 10 minutes, these 2 girls stopped by, because prior to that, like 11ish or so, my sister had gone out with flyers and was like, hey, if you guys want to stop by. So 2 of those girls ended up stopping by. So that's how all that went. We had some tarts. The tarts did end up kind of melting by the end of class, the end of all those classes, but they were really good. We still have leftovers. But yeah, in general, the music that we played it on, we were playing it on like the office laptop that died, and we can't get it to turn back on. So thankfully we were able to connect the phone to it. I don't know, it was a lot of like disaster, but it was disaster in like a, at least we're getting done at the very beginning kind of thing. And yeah, so hopefully we'll be on ClassPass soon. So this week people slowly start joining. I took my laptop and my iPad because I was like, I could get other work done, whether it's book related, whether it's not. No, we had too much stress going on in the back to be able to do anything else. But it's like 4:30 now. I got home at like 4:10. I'm probably gonna go take a quick shower, like a body shower, get ready for later. I don't know, I really wanted to go for a run because I haven't done my marathon. I think I did marathon training only once this week, which is really bad. But also I've been on my feet all day, so I'm kind of tired. I don't know, we'll see. It was as good as we could have hoped for it to be, but you know, there's always going up, and we're already planning next events and next things, and you know, trying to zhuzh up the place. So we'll see where it goes. Hi, I forgot to film earlier, but we are at the party. I'm in the bathroom because I don't want to film over there, but it's so much fun. Also, my outfit's pretty cute. Also, my niece scratched me right there. So happy Sundays. Currently like 1:15, 1:20. I have my open house from 2 to 5, so I'm currently here. We're gonna set up, get ready. I just filmed this entire intro, but then I went back to rewatch it, and it was in slow-mo. It was like, first of all, half of it was in slow-mo. I don't know what happened to it. Oh, refilming. I was essentially saying, because this past few weeks really, but this past week especially, these past few days have been so heavy on getting the studio ready, my habits have kind of taken the brunt of it. But in terms of daily habits for both my author and my life, I do my affirmations for my author and my check sales for my affirmations for my life, check sales for my author every day. So that one's like my pretty much always gonna happen. But the other ones have taken backseat. I haven't written / edited in a few days, but hopefully we get that done today. But yeah, in terms of monthly for my author account, I've dropped off my postcards at 1 bookstore, but the goal says bookstores, so I want to do at least 1 or 2 more places. I don't remember what the other one was, I'm not gonna lie to you. And then for my life, for my monthlies, my reformer certification is next weekend, so I brought my anatomy papers so I can read through them and hopefully study them, because I need to do that before that day comes around. And then lose 5 pounds. I'm the weird person where during ovulation I'm actually my heaviest. So currently I'm ovulating and I am at my heaviest. So it's like whatever. So by next week, hopefully it can go back to where it was supposed to be, and I can check that off, because the goal was to lose 5 pounds, so 163, 158. And then the other monthly one for my life is to finish knitting my sweater, which I think it was like 2 weeks ago I untangled my entire knit. I haven't redone it yet, so we'll see when that happens. It's not happening this month. For my weeklies, I've done my bikini video for my life this week, and I've cleaned my room, but I haven't done my laundry, so I need to do both those to get that tick. for my weeklies for my books is to go live on any social media at least 30 minutes. Haven't done that. And it's to review my books. Haven't done that. So my other weekly one for my life is to do different hairstyles, like start practicing them, but I never do that one. So that was just pure blank. Also, I'm wearing the same outfit, literally everything that I wore last night except a different color cardigan. So this is like an ivory one. I was wearing red yesterday, but I'm just a huge fan. We are here reaching the 1 hour time check-in, and I'm sitting here reading my anatomy notes. We're halfway through reading, so positives there. My goal is literally every day this week. There's about 45 pages here, but they're not like, some of them are like that, some of them, you know. So my goal is just to read through every single page every single day, essentially around 40-45 pages every day. We'll see if I get there. Basically to have it memorized, so it's like glued into muscle memory, so that on Saturday I can pass my test and not be stressed about it. I also need to go over all of the reformer moves because I know like most of them, but some of them, because they're just not things you ever do in a like a group class, it's just I forget about sometimes, you know. Hello, it is 4:20. I was literally about to at 3:55 make my about to be 2 hours clip, and then I got a call that someone was here to see the unit. So I went and got him. Apparently we talked for like 20-25 minutes, which is pretty cool. But yeah, that was really fun. That was so fun. I wrote down all my notes about him and let the selling agent know. Stuff like that just reminds you why you're doing this, and I just love it. It does make me a little insecure sometimes, because sometimes when it's, you know, older people, he was in his 40s, but when they're older, so they've lived here a lot longer, they're like, sometimes they say stuff and I'm just like, especially since I don't really drive, so I don't know the areas as well as, you know, some other people might. So sometimes that makes me a little insecure, but I think everything went really well today. He asked me one question that I wasn't sure about, and usually I freak out when that happens because I'm like, I have to know everything. No, you don't. So I told him like, oh, like I can, like I'm not the listing broker, but I can find out for you. Listing agent, not broker. So that went really well, and I think all of that is going well. And this is the unit a few weeks ago where the listing agent is the one who like taught me a bunch of stuff of like how to kind of present it and stuff. So I did that with him, and I think it went really well. Anyway, we're now 40 minutes in till the end. I think I've also, at like 3:20, 3:30, I stopped doing my reading and I did nothing really. So I might go and edit my one scene, because my one scene is like 1,232 words. Editing it will probably get it to like 13. I don't know, we'll see. And I need 13 for the day. So we'll see if I do that. I want coffee. I'm back home. I had some last minute people stop by, and then my mom was literally already there. So she came in, so I couldn't inform you guys. But I didn't realize my last clip cut off so soon. Basically what I was saying is I had people come at like the last 10 minutes, and then they were there for like 20-30 minutes because we were like talking and hanging out. We were talking and getting to know each other. And then my mom was there already, so she came in to see the place and all that, so I couldn't inform you, but that went really well. They were a sweet couple, and I am going to be reaching back out to them. I'm going to be reaching out to both of the people who came today. I don't know why I said yesterday. It's not even past midnight. Anyway, clearly I'm tired. I'll be reaching out to both of them tomorrow with just like information about me, if they want to get pre-qualified, any other places I may have found for them, stuff like that. So hello, coming back to update, because I hung out with my family all night. I did pretty much that's a lie, I did pretty much none of the rest of my habits, but whatever. I did get, before I got the calls that people were there for the open houses, I got, I think, half or more of my words. I'm gonna check right now. Yeah, I was right. I got about 600 words. I did none of the videos for the day. Nothing else for the day. It's fine. It's fine. Real estate and Pilates went really well this weekend. So we'll take those wins.